ladies and gentlemen. My name's John Gray, and this is Just Plain Living.
Good morning. I'm Peggy Burton.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
I started to say I'm taking off my witch's hat to come to this show.
You've been wearing it all weekend?
I've been wearing it all weekend because
well, that's good.
When you need a costume, put on a witch's hat.
There you go.
It covers a lot over
Yeah.
Did y'all have fun over the holidays?
Oh yeah, over the holidays.
Well,
Yeah.
It's a holiday.
John and I actually ended up at the same place on Saturday afternoon.
Which is rare.
Which is rare. It absolutely is rare, and I don't think either
Were
one
you
of
able
us...
to recognize each other?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
good.
We went to a very unusual wedding.
Wonderful.
A
Halloween wedding.
Now, John's
Was
probably
it?
been to more weddings than I have. Although
Yeah,
I've been
to
married 2 or 3 times, so but I don't think I've ever seen a wedding quite like that. Have you, John?
No, not really. It was done, and they were very fortunate. It was done on a farm, and it was done out. You walked through a barn, an old wooden barn, and the pews were outside.
Neat.
And they had a little arbor built, and of course Saturday afternoon, about the time the wedding started, is when that rain came through, and it wasn't pouring down at that point, but it got windy, real windy and cold, but.
Did they get married anyway?
And the preacher came down the aisle dancing to Uptown Funk, as did the groom.
As did the groom.
Great.
Yeah.
And the preacher stops and drops down on his back and goes down on one hand and flips back up, and it was pretty cool, and it was fun. It was a fun time, fun wedding, and then we went over to a reception in a bigger barn.
Bigger barn, yeah.
Where was that?
It was out. It was out.
I guess is that? It's not the Hillsborough community, is it? But
well, it's close. You go out to 105.
Yeah.
Out like you're going across the interstate,
is that what they
headed
do?
41A, headed 41 to Nashville,
Yeah.
and then you get off right there past the grocery stores on Old Murfreesboro Road.
Okay.
And go down there a ways and make a couple of turns, and it was out in that community out there, but it was really cool.
I mean, was it a place that they did weddings? Or was it
Evidently,
somebody's?
they've used it for events before.
yeah.
Well, it sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was fun, and let me tell you what, they had the Slick Pig, and I don't want to give anybody any free advertising because that's how we make our money around here, but Slick Pig will never advertise with us anyway, 'cause they're out of Murfreesboro, and the only reason I say that, of course it was barbecue and that fare that goes with that, is they had white beans. And there are very few people anymore who know how to cook white beans properly.
Yeah.
Most of the time you get white beans, they're mush. And these white beans were in clear liquid, and they were absolutely phenomenal white beans.
Well, it sounded like a great party.
It was fun. We had a good time.
And I didn't know they served food, actually. I guess I had to leave.
Yeah, they had a
before
whole
that,
pig.
so-
They had a
Where were
whole
you?
pig over there, and the groom's brother-in-law and his best friend brewed beer, so they had 2 or 3 kegs of beer out there that each of them had brewed, which was wonderful. You know, craft beer is good, and they had wine, and they was dancing, and it was just a great time.
Well,
A
I'm
lot
glad
of
you
fun.
had
Had by one and all.
Yeah.
Had by one and all.
Well,
yeah.
that's one thing about it. If the wedding didn't work out, everybody had a good time.
They had a good time. No,
Had
the
a good
wedding
memory.
was great, and the bride had on a beautiful dress, and she had cowboy boots on underneath them.
Yeah.
And they just did what they did, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
I had a little concern that the minister seemed to me to be going a little long, but because he really probably didn't, but I was apprehensive about the rain, and
Yeah.
we don't like to get our cameras
And you were
because we
thinking,
were filming it.
Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah, and it did rain on us a little
Right?
bit. Wow.
Yeah, it kept getting a little harder, and I thought, you can tell those stories once we get inside.
yeah, which would have been a good plan.
Let's go. And instead of having a unity candle, they had 2 pieces of rope.
And they
And
tied,
they tied a knot together,
That's cute.
so I thought that
I
was
like
pretty
that.
good. I'd not seen that before, so
Yeah.
That is cute.
yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Good time.
Yes, it was.
Tullahoma Wildcats finished their season this past Friday night. They were defeated by Giles County, and had a tough year this year, but
Yeah, they did.
they're in a rebuilding process, and everybody's all right. The boys learned a whole lot, and We played a lot of freshmen. Our freshmen went undefeated the night before that, Thursday night. They won the
great.
Lions Bowl.
Yeah, I saw that.
And so
That was
they had a great job this year, and then Shelbyville won their football
Shelbyville
game.
won Saturday night big over Franklin County. And,
How about Winchester? How'd they do? I don't know.
I don't know. We don't keep up Winchester.
You don't keep up with
Yeah.
Winchester?
Well,
That's out your way. You're supposed to keep
I
up
know,
with them.
but
Shelbyville
I
played
should know.
Winchester, Franklin County.
Oh, did they?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
so,
who they played
all right.
Friday night, and Shelbyville won
Shelbyville won. Okay.
rather
Yeah,
handily, and now it advanced to the first round of the playoffs
Yeah.
against Hendersonville this Saturday,
This Saturday, yeah.
Friday night. I mean,
And Tennessee absolutely annihilated Kentucky.
yes, they did.
Probably a lot of people are happy about
Everybody's happy about that. Titans got annihilated, and the coach has been fired this morning.
This
Yeah.
morning,
that.
yeah.
Oh, already?
Of the Tennessee Titans, yeah.
Is that because he's not doing?
I don't know. I don't know that it's because he's not very good. It's you know, I put the blame on the ownership and the general manager because, you know, they had a kid, Jake Locker, who's a very good quarterback, and in 2 seasons he completely retired from the NFL because he's beat to death.
Yeah.
Now they've got this kid Mettenberger, who played at LSU, I believe, wasn't it? He's a good quarterback, and they put him out of the game. They got no they got no offensive line. They signed Mariota, the number 2 pick in the NFL draft. He's broken up. So
they're really
you can't
hurting
really
for
blame the
players,
coach
yeah.
when the general manager doesn't put a line in front of him to protect the quarterback.
Exactly. I
That's
agree.
my take on that.
I actually agree with that.
They have a big problem right now in pro football because of the offensive lines, because in college they play a different type of ball game than the pros. The college linemen hold a block maybe a second or 2 seconds. In the pros, you might have to hold that block 6 to 8 seconds,
Yeah.
5 seconds, and they can't do that. And so they come in and play the pro game. Plus the union won't let the linemen practice but so much. So when they come in, the skill players get to practice a whole lot more than the line does. So when they come in the opening starting game of the season, they're not ready to play.
They're not ready to play because they haven't had any practice.
They hadn't had any practice. They
I
won't
didn't
let them
know
hit.
that.
Yeah.
I actually didn't
They
know
won't let them
that.
hit.
Yeah.
And so that's why you'll see a lot of these teams who are playing bad in the first of the season start playing better about game 5 or 6 because their linemen have no practice prior to,
Why do they
or very
not-
little.
Why do they not?
Because they don't want them to hit, because they don't want them to get hurt. So
Okay.
they're letting them sacrifice
So they'll
the
just-
skill players.
Yeah, and then so they'll let them get killed in the game.
Yeah, that's it. Pretty crazy, isn't it?
That makes a lot of sense.
You know, going back to this wedding thing, Tennessee played on television at 6:30 on
Yeah, so everybody
Saturday
in a hurry
night.
to get through the wedding.
You know, I hate to admit this, but my little grandson, who's 3, was not feeling well,
Yeah.
and so they asked Nancy and I, said, would you take him home with you? And he's not feeling well, and I'm thinking, all right, baby. You know, all right.
I can get through this football game.
I'm going to get home before the UT game
Yeah.
comes on, and I'm going to watch this game. Well, on the way home, as I said, he threw up all over the back
Oh,
seat of my
yuck.
truck,
Poor
and
baby.
Then had to go to the urgent care, I think it is, and
Was it
where
something he ate, or do you know?
no, I think he had some sort of virus. He's
poor
fine now.
thing.
He's fine now, and then they you know, they examined him and I think gave him a shot, and then gave him a prescription to get filled, and I did not realize that there are no drugstores open in Tullahoma
Oh, really?
on Saturday nights after 7 o'clock.
I thought Walgreens
So-
stayed open forever.
No,
And they don't.
They do,
you know,
but there's nobody in the drug
Oh,
department.
I get it.
so in order to get that filled, I had to go all the way to Shelbyville to
Good
get that
grief.
filled. So I got back, and the game was pretty much over.
Yeah.
They were playing the reserves, and so, you know.
Well, how about your grandson? I'm sorry you missed the game.
He's
but
just fine.
that little boy needed some medicine.
Yeah.
Needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
How
That's
about
good.
that man that left a 5-year-old grandchild in the desert with a gun? Did you see that on the news?
No.
That made me think of that because you're talking about your grandchild. They found the man, the grandfather, in a bar. He's in jail. But this child, they just left in the desert with a gun. And I just got in on the middle of the story. Obviously, the child must have had a cell phone, called somebody or something, because somehow they found her. Well, what's wrong with people to do that?
Crazy.
That just blew my mind.
Unbelievable.
There's a bunch of crazy folks out there.
Yeah.
Crazy folks.
I know.
Yeah.
Crazy folks. Hey, I'll tell you something crazy and fun. You know, fun and crazy sometimes go together.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they do. They do. This weekend at South Jackson, the Charlie Brown is going to be on, and they're starting that play. Packed is this weekend, and you know Charlie Brown. They're getting ready to release that movie,
Yeah,
and there's
so it's a good time
there's
to-
a big. I mean, Charlie Brown's all over television, all
yeah.
over television, and you can see it first at South Jackson Civic Center this weekend.
Is it
with
Charlie
the
Brown's Christmas?
Charlie Brown's Christmas.
And I think it's
So-
mostly children doing that.
Yeah.
So it should be
So
fun.
isn't that fun?
The part I love about Charlie Brown is anytime there's an adult, they talk like this: wah wah wah, wah wah wah, wah wah wah. You know, 'cause kids don't ever hear what an
No,
adult says.
well, no, they don't care. They
I
don't
just
care.
love
They're not
that.
listening.
I think that's clever.
Schultz was a
Yeah.
genius.
He
Yeah.
was a genius. I love those Linus playing the piano. I just,
And Pigpen.
yeah, I love Big Pen.
Pigpen runs around and there's dirt coming out from under his feet everywhere he
And
goes.
Snoopy
So-
and all those characters are
yeah,
in the
they're
play
going to be
this
there.
weekend,
Yeah,
so
they're going
that'll
to be there.
fun.
So that'll be fun. A lot of fun.
It's been a long time since I've even thought of those characters.
Really?
Yeah.
With all your grandchildren? Grandchildren?
Yeah, I think they must be into something different these days.
I guess
Well,
so.
You know.
I guess so.
They're
They don't know what
into,
they're missing.
What is it? Minions? I think they're into Minions.
Minions?
I
Yeah.
believe so. Yeah.
Those little yellow things?
Yeah, with the big
look like
eyes.
They look like a pill.
I mean, it just blew my mind that kids were so crazy about SpongeBob. I think that's the most hysterical thing.
I don't know. Just I wish I'd have thought of it.
I know, me too.
Yeah,
We'd have better equipment around here.
that's right.
I'll tell you what we're going to do right now, though, folks. We have a lot of great guests on the show today. Don't you go away. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. And we might just have a dog of the month. You never can tell.
The Kia Summers on Us sales event is going on right now at Russell Barnett Kia of Tullahoma. Let me tell you about this event. Purchase a new Kia Sedona, Kia Optima, Kia Forte, and receive 0% financing up to 66 months and your first 3 payments for free. For a limited time only, no strings attached. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. The Kia Summers on Us sales event going on right now. Why buy anywhere else?
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday Miracles, Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have joining us on the set now Gay Fletcher and Brenda Richardson, who are with the Coffee County Auxiliary, I believe.
That's correct.
And I think you guys are having some sort of, first of all, tell me what the Coffee County Auxiliary does.
It's a group of ladies, and we all volunteer, and we do beauty shop every week at the nursing home, the old nursing home, and then we also do nails and bingo, and we also work at the hospital 1 day a week as a volunteer to like take people wherever department they're going to.
Oh, okay. All right. So it keeps you off the streets and out of trouble, I would imagine.
You're
Is that correct?
on that.
Okay. Plus, I can imagine that would be something, doing the ladies' hair, for instance, is pretty important to those folks. And
Oh, listen, we get more blessings than they do.
Yeah.
We really do, and
Yeah.
we really have a good time doing it.
Yeah. So were you guys trained in doing that at some time, or is this something that you just sort of learned how
No,
to do?
sir, I don't have a clue how to do it.
Oh, okay.
No, we just volunteer and just pick it up as we go,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
and just love those people. You can learn so much from those older people.
I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine. Well, it sounds like you guys are doing something that's quite worthwhile to our community. And I think you've got, I guess this is a fundraiser for your organization. Is that correct?
It is our fundraiser for our scholarship fund, and to help with our cost of supplies for the beauty shop. We do this once a year. It's a huge jewelry sale, and it's going to be November the 12th from 7 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon, and Friday, November the 13th from 7 to 2:30.
Okay.
And it's open to the public. We do offer a variety of inventory there. They have scarves, they have tons of jewelry, they have gadgets of all sorts, flashlights, socks.
Stuff for men and women and children.
Yeah, okay.
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah. And where is this? Where are you having it? Where's the venue?
It's Coffee County Administrative Plaza.
Okay.
Which is coming from Tullahoma into Manchester. It'd be right past the high school. And then if you're coming from Manchester to Tullahoma, it'd be right before the high school.
Yeah. Okay.
It's where you get your driver's license in that plaza and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Tags
okay.
and stuff.
Right.
And like most items, it's only $6. So this makes a wonderful, wonderful gift for Christmas, birthdays, whatever
Perfect
you
time
need
to
it
have
for.
it, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And so it's all day, both of those days that you just mentioned?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you guys actually work that, or you?
We do help with it. We're there, and we try to be very visible. We try to help people if they need help in shopping or carry their items, whatever they need.
Yeah.
We try
Okay.
to be there to do that.
Okay. You carry their items for them.
That's right.
You guys are just so helpful. I've got to tell you, for goodness sakes. And I would assume this may be your primary fundraiser for the year.
Yes, sir.
Are you guys funded in part by the county, or
No, sir. We're a non-profit organization.
Okay.
We sure are.
Okay.
So we need all the help we can get. We need everybody to come out.
I started to say that it's pretty important that you raise some money doing this
Yes.
if you're funding yourself.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. So once again, this is going to be coming up. You go ahead and tell them.
November the 12th from 7 o'clock in the morning to 5, and then Friday, November the 13th, it'll be from 7 o'clock to 2:30.
Oh, okay.
So everybody come out and help us.
Okay, all right. And it's a great cause. So, what is this HCIfunding.com that we have on here? Is that something that?
That's what this is.
Right.
Oh, okay.
The hospital auxiliary,
Okay.
because we work through the hospital.
Oh, makes perfect sense. All right.
That's right.
If they had any questions about this, is there someone that could call? Can they call you or?
Yes, I'll give you my home phone number. It is 931-394-2293 if you have questions, concerns. There is a website out there. I can't read it on this flyer, I don't think. Let me see here.
And let's see.
She's kind of on the bottom down there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It's on the screen.
Oh, it's already on the screen. Yeah. Okay.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
One step ahead of us.
All right. Yeah, that's where I got that a moment ago when I asked you what that was. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thought we had another one. All right. So if you have an opportunity, please make plans to attend that. It's a great, great cause to help these ladies out who are doing some really wonderful things in our community.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right. And thank you, ladies, for coming by today. We appreciate it very much, and we wish you lots of luck in this endeavor.
We
Thank you, sir.
appreciate your
We do.
help.
All right. We'll be right back in a moment, folks, right after these messages.
We get closer to a world with more birthdays when we take cancer patients by the hand. We help them find answers and guidance and hope, and give them more candles to light. We're the American Cancer Society, Help create a world with more birthdays at morebirthdays.com.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors, and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Cove Lake, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Martin Weekly, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, Rugby in the Big South Fork, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back, and if you don't have a dog, now's your chance. Jacob Swick is on the set with me today from the Animal Shelter with this wonderful dog. What kind of dog is that?
He's an American Staffordshire Terrier.
An American
Staffordshire
Terrier.
It's a
what does that mean?
Breed of bulldog.
Oh, a breed of bulldog.
Sometimes people call them pits.
Staffordshire, that kind of sounds British. Is he?
Yeah.
Has he got some British roots?
I think they're descendants.
He's got the best ears. Look at those ears, standing straight up. He's ever alert, on the watch.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'd be a good watchdog.
Oh, he is. He will definitely make sure that nobody comes to your house and tries to sell you anything you don't want.
I love him.
But he's a sweetheart.
And he's about 2 years old.
Right.
And if somebody adopts him, what all do they get?
It costs $35 to adopt a dog, and that includes getting him neutered.
Okay, so he has a surgery coming up.
Yes,
if you adopt him.
I don't think he's excited about it.
He's probably not. Would you be? No, I don't think so. How many dogs y'all have at the shelter right now that need homes?
45.
45? Is that kind of low, or is that on the high side?
It's on the lower side for us.
I just wondered, is there certain seasons where more dogs seem to get found?
Yeah, in the summer, especially like 4th of July is our busiest time of year. The fireworks tend to freak out
and they run
dogs.
off. They run off from home. And so a lot of times they get lost.
Yeah.
You said when you found this dog, he was basically starving.
Yeah, he was.
And he wants down.
He was heartworm positive, and we've had him on treatment. He has one more treatment to go. But he was it was sad. It was really sad how small he was, and we've been beefing him up, and he's about ready to go now.
I hear that we may be getting a new animal shelter. Is that in the making? Did I?
We're having
a park or
fundraisers
something?
for it. We have a park that's through Parks and Rec. It's and then we're trying to get a new shelter. Ours is just.
And so, are you doing a fundraiser anytime soon?
No, we had a Bark in the Park a couple weeks ago. That was to pay for the vet bills for the dogs.
Did that go well?
Yeah, we raised over $4,000.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Turnout.
Yeah.
It was a really good time.
And I know that anytime anybody wants to donate money to the shelter, you always need money, or even food. Can't they bring dog food and
we have,
goods for animals?
There's a couple that want to stay anonymous right now, but anybody that will donate any money at all, they'll match up to $50,000.
You are kidding.
To go towards a new shelter.
So wow. What a wonderful thing. They must be wonderful people.
They are.
To have their hearts. I watched this show recently on TV about the value of not only just a dog that you bring in your house to guard, but service dogs. Mm-hmm. There was a lady that was blind, and there was a lady that was deaf, and all these people had a service dog, and they're so helpful.
They are. My dogs are like my family members.
I have an aunt in a nursing home, and there's a dog that goes and visits everybody, and they love that. Mm-hmm. Have y'all got any other fundraisers coming up anytime soon?
Not in the near future.
Not in the near future?
It's getting kind of cold to be outside.
What's his name? Chance?
Yes.
Chance. Taking a chance on love, or I love you, Chance. I hope somebody will call in and get him.
Yeah, he'd make a great dog for somebody.
But I think if you wanted a small dog, a large dog, any kind of dog you might want,
yeah, we have them all.
you have them all. And there's the phone number, and the animal shelter is
on Maplewood Avenue.
Maplewood Avenue. Easy to find, just a little bit out of town.
It's in town.
Oh, is it in
it's
town?
By the Maplewood Cemetery.
Well, right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess when I think in town, I'm thinking
The
in the
square,
shopping,
right.
the square that we don't have, right?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this, Jacob?
I've been with the animal shelter for 3 months. I've
3
been
months.
With the city for
And how do you
3
feel
years.
about it? What brought you to the animal shelter?
I love dogs and I love helping.
How many do you have?
2 right now.
2. Is Chance beginning to take hold of your heart?
They all do. If
They
I
all
had
do,
my
don't
choice,
they?
I'd have 40 dogs,
Yeah.
I think. But I have a St. Bernard and a Wiener dog, and they take up a lot of room.
And you know, I know that there are some people that take care of dogs until they find an owner.
Yeah,
do we have many people like that in this area?
We do. We have foster programs where you can care for the dog and help us.
I think Rob Allen does that. He's always taking homeless animals and trying to find their home. Chance, just make yourself at home here on the set. If you have anything to say, I love his ears. Those
Yeah.
are great ears. Well, listen, folks, if you need an animal, I guess it has to be a dog.
Yeah.
Y'all don't have anything else, do you?
No, we just don't have the room for it.
You just don't have the room.
Yeah.
I always wonder, is there a place for homeless cats? But be sure and call the animal shelter or just pop in during the day. What are the hours?
There's always somebody there from 8 until 4:30.
From 8 till 4:30. And I believe if you really wanted to adopt one and you couldn't go until later, somebody would hang around.
Yes.
If you call and make an appointment.
And if you can't make it down there, if you go on Pet Finder
Oh, okay.
and search by distance, you can find our shelter, and all of our dogs are on there with pictures, and it tells you all about
Okay.
them.
Well, Jacob, thank you so much for
Thank you.
coming. Chance, I hope you get the best home ever. We'll be back.
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat, you know? They do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the paint works at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fixes you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have joining us now from Shelbyville, Virginia Stewart and Barbara Pate, and they are with the Bedford Cancer Foundation. And I know you got an event coming up, but first of all, tell us a little bit about the Cancer Foundation and what you guys do.
We raise money that stays in Bedford County and helps people with cancer who are having a difficult time financially. But everything we raise stays, as our motto. What we raise stays.
And if I recall correctly, you guys do things like help with expenses that are related, maybe even if they have insurance or that sort of thing, there are a lot of costs associated with getting to the doctor or not being able to work and that sort of thing.
So many times people have financial impairment when they are diagnosed with cancer. They lose their job. That impacts their housing, their ability to make ends meet on a monthly basis, and we just are called alongside them to assist them and provide the financial assistance that they need during that difficult time.
And you guys have been doing this for how long?
Oh,
6 years, 7
years?
years.
Okay. It seemed like I remember. No.
The cancer fund? Oh, no, we're about coming up on 8 or 9 years now.
Okay. It's great organizations, and I think one of the things, if I remember correctly, that makes it so neat is you guys. I know you check people out to determine the need, but you can respond pretty quickly to issues. Is that correct?
We do require that they fill out an application, and we have to have a doctor's authorization that they do have cancer, and they're undergoing treatment, and then we can vote on it within a matter of a couple of weeks, or even have a call vote if it's something that's an emergency. But it's amazing the people that do need help or maybe can't pay their house notes or their electrical bills. I mean, those are the kind of things we try to help with, and we have grocery cards that they can go and get groceries. Until you hear some of the stories, it's unbelievable that it's happening around us in Bedford County.
Yeah, and it's certainly a dreaded disease, and there's a lot of it, as you mentioned, in every county, and I know you guys do a tremendous job in helping ease the pain of that in Bedford County. And certainly to do that, it takes a lot of money to make that happen. You're going to talk about a fundraiser today, but you also do a horse show. And
we do the Walking for Cancer horse show in the spring.
So,
right.
Go ahead, Barbara.
This is the 4th year, I believe, that we have partnered with the veterans in Bedford County to be able to do the race, the 5K race, and they allow us to have the race just prior to the parade event, the Veterans Day parade event. So we have the parade route to run on, and it works out very well for both associations. The event this year is going to be on November the 7th, and it takes a lot of people to try to put on a 5K event like this, but it's been very successful, and it's grown every year.
And November 7th is going to be coming up this Saturday.
That's
so
right.
How many people do you usually get out to attend that sort of thing?
Let's see, last year we had over 30 runners, and of course everybody is lined up for the parade event, so we have a lot of spectators that come that cheer people on for the race prior to the parade beginning.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I just add that this is, and it's a mouthful, the Jim Allison Veterans Day 5K Memorial Race. Jim Allison was president of Duck River, our CEO, and was on the celebration board, and his wife is on our board, and Jim unfortunately passed away about a month ago, so we have named the race in memory of Jim.
You know, and what a great gentleman, and as you mentioned, involved in so many things. I know he was also at one time on the board of directors of Traders Bank, and
correct,
and was certainly well thought of there in the time that he was involved with them, and you know, how appropriate that you guys would have honored him by naming this 5K for him. So.
Well, we would rather have Jim here, but we are, you know, we wanted to name it in his memory.
Sure. So, what do people need to do if they want to participate in this?
Well, they can go online at www.bedfordcancerfoundation.com and pre-register, or they can show up that day and register, you know, at the beginning of the race.
So they can show up that day.
And but we would love for them to pre-register and all. And It's $25, and we're also going to have a balloon release, and that's what, $5, right?
That's right.
Yeah, and tell us how that works, by the way. We were talking about that on another show, and that's pretty neat as well.
We have cards, and for $5 you can name who you want it in memory or in honor of, and it's attached to a balloon, and they have all these balloons. We end up with almost 100 and something, yeah. And at the beginning of the race, they release all these balloons, and it has the card attached to them. And it's amazing how far these balloons travel.
Do you know where some of them land?
Yes. There's a number that they can call on the back of the card, and if anyone finds it, we encourage them to contact us to let us know where the balloon landed. And
how neat.
And we've had over in up near Sparta and up in the northeastern part of Tennessee. They've had people call in and say, well, you know, we found the balloon. But the cards are available at First Community Bank, and you can go by there and pay your $5 and sign the card, and then we'll be responsible for attaching it to a balloon and then having the balloon released the day of the race.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. A lot of fun things associated with this.
The one thing I wanted to say is, you know, there's a T-shirt that is given to all of the race participants, along with the goodie bags and some other things, and medals are given for each of the age divisions. There are 7 age divisions, and then an overall division winner for both the male and the female contestants, and there's prize money on the overall contestants. So, you know, it's a fun time. We encourage everybody to come and participate. There's benefit to you financially if you're one of the finalists in the race, and we just encourage everyone to come out and support the Bedford Cancer Foundation and run in the race this Saturday.
And it's a walk run. If you can't run, you can walk.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. All right. Sounds like fun, and that's coming up this Saturday. And what was the time on that, on the race part of it?
Well, the registration begins at 8:30. Okay. And the race will be just prior to the parade event, which starts around 11 o'clock.
Okay. All right. All right, folks, that's a great cause, a great organization, and a lot of fun. So try to get out there this Saturday. And where does it start at, by the way?
Well, it'll start in front of the old Burger King on Colorado Boulevard. That's where the race starts. But the registration is actually in front of the old Kroger shopping center, which is on Madison Avenue. What's the address? 1300?
1113.
1113.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jimmy. We appreciate your love.
Thank you. Pleasure to see you, and a great organization that does wonderful work in the Bedford County area. Folks, we'll be right back in just a moment, right after this.
At the time, maybe you were just building a bridge, a business, or a community. Maybe you were simply working for a home or a better tomorrow. At the time, you served out of duty and love of country. But in that time, we see a legacy created, an American dream lived. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
There's no place like home. Getting home safely is just a click away, and choosing the right seat for your little one's age and size will take you down the road to safer travels.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Visit safercar.gov/the-right seat.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham from the News Channel 5 Weather Center. Look to Jim Fuller and crew for local news night here on Channel 6.
And this is the Chamber Coffee, sponsored by Woodard's Diamonds and Design. It's Belgian Waffle Day at Northgate Mall.
Hey, John.
There's James.
How you doing?
Doing good, buddy. Yeah, they're all here. All the notables are here. There's Mayor Curley right there. Mr. Joe Lester right here. Look at this group right here. Good-looking bunch. and all kinds of people here for the Chamber of Commerce coffee. And there's Mr. Woodard right over there. We'll see if we can get a word out of him. All right, here's my buddy Jim Woodard. It's Waffle Day. It's Belgium Waffle Day. It's Woodard's Diamonds and Design. This man's getting ready to take a trip across the big water to buy good stuff for us.
Hey, buddy, doesn't that sound fun?
Sounds fun to me.
You need to go with me one of these days, John.
I tell you what, I don't know if they could stand the both of us.
You know what they always said? Sleepy McKenzie always says, if it's October, it must be Woodard's Waffles time. So that's what we're celebrating here today, the Chamber of Commerce. It's our coffee. We're partnering with Blood Assurance. Also, they're our co-partners in this Chamber of Commerce coffee today for October. And we're glad you're here, John. We got about 150 folks scattered around, so go out and check them all out.
All right, now, this all started because you take a little trip to Belgium.
I go to Belgium, yes sir. I made over, almost 30 trips to Antwerp, Belgium to buy diamonds, and that's where the most beautiful stones in the world are. So you'll have to just invite some of your audience to come in and take a peek. How would that be?
So when are you going to take that trip?
You know what? The date hadn't been picked just yet because I'm looking at the calendar to see what's going to be the most appropriate time, but it'll be here in the next week or two.
Okay, so you'll have some of these great new stones back in here possibly for Christmas items?
Oh, you know what? Just in time for the celebration. You come on down, John. We'll be glad to have you. Show them around.
My buddy, Jim Woodard.
Thank you, John.
Thank
come
you,
see
man.
us again.
Appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
Hello, am I supposed to be here right now? Well, good. I'm glad I'm here. They would have a little warning next time, but that's okay. Impromptu stuff is great, and now here comes the music. What about that? We're having a great day today. We're full of folks, full of fun, and I have Dr. Woody Delahaye here with me right now from Robert E. Lee School, and he's going to introduce this lovely young lady next to him. And of course, we have Winston Brooks on the end, and it's fundraiser, 5K, all kinds of great stuff going on. Woody, what's happening, man?
Hey, John, thanks for having us. This is Ginger Emery. She helps us with our PTO at Robert E. Lee.
Great.
And she is one of the machines making the Fall Festival go.
Fall Festival, and I just noticed there's all kinds of stuff on the table here. And what do we have down here, dear?
We, along with our Fall Festival, we have a silent auction that's happening. And Dustin Lynch has sent a few items in.
Isn't that
There's
great?
4 T-shirts, some CDs, and an awesome hat.
And a signed hat
All of
right
them signed
there.
by him. So
That's great.
We're lucky to have him.
Well, how long have you been involved with the PTA?
For about 6 years.
PTO, excuse me.
PTO.
That shows how old I am.
6 years.
6 years. Well, and do you have children?
I have
there.
just one more left at Robert E. Lee.
One
He's
more
in fourth
left at
grade.
Robert E. Lee. Well, thank you for your service to our school system.
Thank you.
And I love the color of that scarf. Love that orange, huh? Yeah.
Go Vols.
Go Vols, go fall.
That's it.
Tree
Pumpkin
leaves and stuff. Winston, what do you have over there, sir?
Well, we've got the T-shirt for the Great Pumpkin 5K, and got I want to thank all of our sponsors on the back and on the front. We've got some beautiful artwork that Ginger helped us with. And
Well, that's great.
Isn't that great?
Now, does everyone who participates get one of those?
Absolutely.
That's great. And how do you go about participating in this event?
Well, you can folks can come by the office, and we've got registration forms there. They can also go to active.com and search for Robert E. Lee Great Pumpkin 5K and register there as well.
Very good. And a silent auction, a run, what else is?
We got the Fall Festival that happens after the 5K. It starts at 10 o'clock and lasts until 1.
Okay,
There's
and what's
games.
involved in that?
There's lots of activities for the games. There's over 20 games and activities that all the children get to participate in, win prizes.
Snacks?
Snacks. We have a full-blown concession stand with all the wonderful carnival food, and then our silent auction will be taking place between the 10 and 12, and then 12 o'clock we'll start auctioning everything off.
You know, I went to East Lincoln School because there was no Robert E. Lee when I was a kid, and then my son, Jacob, went to Robert E. Lee, and we used to enjoy going over there, and it was always fun to go, and we called it turkey brunch because around Thanksgiving time, you know, the grandparents and the parents used to get an opportunity to go eat with their child, and there were so many that they had to start at about 10 o'clock, and we usually we called it turkey brunch. It wasn't lunchtime, but it was always fun to go. And It's been that school's been a great school since its inception. I used to play in a frog pond Gig Frogs where it's built, but years ago when I was a kid. So, how many kids do you have in that school? I asked you a minute ago.
About 425.
That's a bunch, isn't it?
It's a bunch.
And teachers, how many teachers do you have over there?
About 31.
31 teachers, and that's a very wonderful, formative time of a child's life, and I think it's so special to have folks like you over there get that involved with them, because it's something they'll remember. At that age, learning is fun, and those little minds are just sucking up stuff. And to have somebody like you plan events and make things happen that, they'll remember that stuff. I do. I remember stuff like that happened to me when I was young. I mean, we had a play one time, and I was a beat. I remember that. I mean, my mama made a little sign, and I sat behind it, and I was a beat, and I was so happy to be a beat. Didn't need a speaking part. I've been making up for it the whole rest of my life. But we appreciate what you do. Appreciate what you do.
Great staff and volunteers over there to make the school the special place that it is. And this is an event that we want to encourage family and students to come out. It starts at 8 a.m. You can register that morning before the race. It's a great route through the neighborhood. And then when you come back, there'll be some drinks to recover from. Zaxby's is providing those, hang out, and then the Fall Festival starts at 10. And one of the things that they haven't mentioned is pony rides. So
pony rides.
Hopefully the weather permitting, we'll have pony rides.
Yes.
That's good.
They really do a great job. I mean, the folks work hard. I think we had 120 folks signed up for the 5K last year.
Oh, that's great.
And the Fall Festival, I mean, it was packed from open until close, and I think we stayed a couple hours. A couple hours late to let everybody finish the game.
But
it was, I mean, they have water games, and they had bounce houses and pony rides and carnival games, and really did a good job. So it's a good community event.
That's great. That's great. Well, thank you folks for being here. Thanks for doing what you do. And pony rides, that's really cool. The kids can have fun. You can fertilize the campus at the same time.
All at the same time.
Very good. Very good. You need to mark it off in squares and have one of those bingo type deals.
We could.
For the pony rides.
It's an idea.
Yeah. Hey, anything to make money.
We need volunteers.
Sell. Huh?
We need volunteers. Come on out.
Volunteers. Let's go. We'll see you in just a minute, folks. We're going to leave this thing as quick as we came into it.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family caring for your family since 1932.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Welcome back. I'm on the set with my favorite senior citizen, Fran Barber.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
You're looking great.
Thank you.
I love the fact that you have these great things going on at the senior center.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to volunteer as long as I can.
Good.
And keep busy as
That's
long
what
as I
everybody
can.
has to do.
Yeah. But you slow down a little bit.
Nah.
Okay, we've got a fundraiser coming up. This is our biggest fundraiser of the year. I know everybody needs money. It's November the 21st.
And that's going to be at the conference center?
Yes. And it's 6 to 7 is social hour. Tickets are $40. This is on a Saturday night. We open at 5:30. We don't open until 5:30.
Okay.
So don't come early.
So if they do come at 5:30, there's a silent auction going on?
No. That's just social hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And at 8 o'clock we're going to dance with Dr. Jerry Anderson and his group.
And his cronies.
I love their music.
They do a good job.
Yeah, and so our tickets are $40. Board members have it. You can stop by the senior center and pick them up. I have tickets, and it's going to be a great time.
So there's a meal involved, right?
Oh yes, I forgot about that. Meal.
Yeah,
didn't I say dinner? 7 to 8's dinner.
And you have a social hour, and the social hour, I suppose there's things to drink and nibble on, and. But didn't you tell me there was a silent auction?
No, I don't think there's a silent auction.
Not
I'm
doing
not
a
sure.
silent auction this year.
I think we don't have that this year.
You decided to go party?
Yes.
All right.
And the food is always delicious there. I'm not sure, what the menu is, but
the food is always wonderful there.
Yeah.
I've had
I know
an
you get
event
2
there,
meats, 2 vegetables, dessert, and rolls, and then there will be an open bar, and you're responsible for that yourself.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we have an art group at the center.
Do we need to give a phone number to call the center?
455-2504.
2504.
Okay.
And that's in Tullahoma.
Right, at the Coffee County Senior Center.
At the Coffee Senior Center, where you can go and get your tickets.
Right.
Okay, go carry on.
And, we have an art group that gets together every Thursday.
They're painting, drawing?
Painting, drawing. You kind of do your own thing, and others critique it. Right now, our group has really grown.
Good.
And
Who
that
teaches?
since we started,
somebody teaching?
No, we don't have a teacher.
You're
we
just going in there and freelance drawing?
Yes. And guess what?
What are you modeling?
Have you heard of these coloring books?
Yes, I have.
Coloring books.
Yes, where there's lots of little pieces to color in.
Well, they've come out with some with sea scenes and farmhouses and stuff like that. It's supposed to be.
Is it a color by number?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
No. You do your own colors.
Okay.
And they give you some samples, but it's you do your own thing. It's for stress.
Well, I've heard it's just like sewing or needlework or anything that you're concentrating. You're doing something.
A lot of people do it before they go to bed. Your stress melts away. You're concentrating on one thing.
And you learn to do this with your fingers.
Yeah, it's coordination.
Coordination is wonderful.
Yes, because some of those things are tiny, but you can use pencils, pen. You can use. They've got colored pencil, they've got markers.
Well, and now they have markers or crayons or something that you can erase.
Yes.
Which, if you go out of the line, which I certainly would.
So anyway, this is good for everybody.
And when is that? What time of day?
That's at 11:30 on each Thursday.
Each Thursday, 11:30.
And we meet in the dining room. And sometimes, if it's just a few of us, all we do is talk.
Yeah,
but
that's
most
okay
of the time,
too.
just
because
friendly,
conversation is good for you.
It's a good place to vent.
Yeah.
And anyway, and you can do your one lady does watercolors. We have 2 or 3 that does oils. We have acrylics. Some just draw.
And probably some are better than others. But the whole point is that you're relieving stress and having a good time at the same time.
You're having a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good.
That's
and you're
wonderful.
learning something.
Well, don't forget the ballroom dance class.
Yes, the ballroom dance. That's next. Oops.
We're losing your.
That's okay. That's next.
Okay.
Ballroom dancing each Tuesday.
And that's today.
Yes.
If you happen
Tuesday.
to be watching this today, you probably just missed it.
Yeah.
5 o'clock.
It's at 5 o'clock. Kids at 4 o'clock.
Oh, they're having a ballroom dance. Is that going
for
well?
For kids. Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful.
They're advertising it for kids from 4 to 5, and then 5 to whenever is
So
adults.
Kids are like any age of a child up to a certain.
And it's after school.
So is it like through high school, something like that?
Yep. Any age.
And then the 5 o'clock class is for anybody, adults.
And it's $5 per class per person.
Doesn't have to be a senior. It can be.
No.
Okay.
And you do not have to. You don't have to have a partner. That's a good thing.
Yeah. The whole point is, if you're alone or otherwise, you can dance. You're allowed to dance.
Who knows? You might find a partner that knows how to. Somewhere else that knows how to ballroom dance. I know how to do that.
I know how to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun too.
It is fun because I'm going.
Yes.
I do.
Are you enjoying it?
I love it. Yeah. And there's a lot of things that I know, but there's a lot of things I don't know. And Mr. Basinger, John Basinger, I think he's from Woodbury. He does a wonderful job. He's very patient. He reviews every week, so it's not like you're going to get behind. So,
and he doesn't go real
5
fast.
o'clock on Tuesday and dance for an hour, and then you don't have to ride a bicycle that day.
Right. Or do exercise.
Right.
We're closed Veterans Day, and the last Friday of each month, we have something that's really caught on and it's real popular. It's called Show and Tell.
That's interesting. You were telling me a little bit about that. Tell me what you do.
The seniors, and it's 10 o'clock each Friday. The seniors bring something that they have inherited. Sometimes people, they bring an item that's real old and maybe they picked up at a yard sale, so they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And so the people try to say what it is. They bring pictures. One lady brought her Elvis stamp collection.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
And in a frame, she has all these Elvis, a sheet of Elvis stamps.
Yeah.
And
that's
thought that
classic collection.
Yes, and I guess it's okay to say that she thought that she was doing a collector's item, and later it would be worth something. This has been what? How many years ago since Elvis passed away? Quite a while.
Quite a while.
But anyway, guess what? Those stamps are exactly worth what they were worth when she bought them.
You're kidding.
Didn't increase in value.
That's interesting, because you would have thought that they would have increased. So do you have something hanging around your house and you don't know what it is?
Oh, sure. I've already brought one item.
What'd you bring?
Okay. It's called a crimper, and it came from the old Owens bedspread factory.
Yeah.
And a friend that was part owner there, or whatever, we used to come to the center, and he brought it into me.
A crimper.
And it's a crimper, and I still don't know what it does. It's something to do with bedspreads. I don't know if it's
in
a
other
miniature.
words, it's useless, Fran.
Yeah,
I don't know what it does.
It's okay. Do you know what this is?
But that's fun. I'll bet it is fun.
And I don't know if it's a miniature or it's a demonstration model. Okay.
We're going to have to speed up here.
Okay. Friday's our time. We always have something different at 10 o'clock. This Friday it's Legal Aid, if you can see it before this Friday.
Legal Aid this Friday at 10 o'clock.
Sweatshirt class.
And you are wearing one of the sweatshirts that you designed.
You take it apart. This is called a cheaters quilt because it is it's a pattern.
Right. You took a real sweatshirt.
Yes.
And
cut it apart.
Cut it into this shape. Put something on top of it.
And hand quilted it.
And hand quilted it.
And we're doing classes on this.
Oh, cool.
Doing classes on this on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. Each Wednesday at 1 o'clock.
All right, let's just one more time before we have to go mention the 21st of November is your big fundraiser at Coffee County Conference, Tullahoma Coffee County Conference Center in Manchester at wherever the Holiday Inn is. And friend Barbara, you're just full of it. You have so much stuff to talk about.
Thank you.
We just don't have time to do it all. We'll be back.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department needs you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street, heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one!
Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network. All right, here we are back again. This time we got a little notice before we came back on. Thank you folks in the back for that. We appreciate it. And Winston Brooks has come back to be with us right now. And Winston, I want you to introduce this lovely lady sitting next to me.
Sure. Well, John, thank you so much for having us down here today. It's great to be back. And we're just really excited about introducing Colonel Beverly Lee, who will be our keynote speaker for the Veterans Day ceremony on November 11th. And she is just fantastic and glad to be back in Tullahoma. And I'm going to let her talk a little bit about her experiences and what it means to be back in Tullahoma and be at Veterans Day.
And Beverly, for you folks out there, is a graduate of Tullahoma High School.
Yes.
And raised here.
Yes.
And we're just so glad to have you back and glad that you're going to be speaking at this event. It's a wonderful event that we have every year, and it's always so poignant and so meaningful. And give us a little bit of your history and tell us where you've been since you left Tullahoma, Tennessee.
Well, after graduating from the high school, I went to Motlow for 2 years, so I'm actually a graduate of Motlow also. And then while I was at Motlow, I wanted to serve my country. I had actually gone to UTSI to a lot of their different events where they would have astronauts come and speak, just like we had Barry Wilmore come not too long ago. And so I would go listen to them speak, and so I decided I wanted to become an astronaut. And therefore, when I went to Memphis, I decided I wanted to go into the ROTC program. It's kind of interesting because you had to go through a little interview process, and so in my interview, I can remember all these colonels and captains sitting at the table, and they asked me, they said, well, what is your ultimate goal? What would you like to do in the Air Force? And I looked at them and I said, well, I want to be the Secretary of the Air Force. And they kind of smiled and, oh, that's great. So, have high goals, astronaut, Secretary of the Air Force, didn't quite make all that, but had a great career. But what's funny about it is that in order to be the Secretary of the Air Force, you're a civilian, you're not in the military. I didn't know that. So it's really rather interesting. But after graduating from Memphis, I went to intelligence school, and I became an intelligence officer for about 4.5 years, and then I joined the reserves for 25 years and was a public affairs officer. So I helped tell the stories of our men and women and our equipment and our weapon systems and what we do in the Air Force.
That's wonderful. Yes. Now, when you were in Memphis, just how many young ladies like you were involved in the ROTC program?
Well, actually, at Memphis, I was the first woman in the ROTC program. The Air Force ROTC is what they had, and so I kind of broke that glass ceiling.
You broke the ice, huh?
So it was very good. I mean, obviously, when I graduated the very next year, the Air Force Academy opened up to women, so people could go to the Air Force Academy or any of the military academies at that time. And there's been a lot of other.
I asked my father at one time what was the most important thing in his life to help him be successful, and he said timing was the most. Of course, you have to get yourself ready, but he said timing, and obviously your timing of coming through that era was just great because it sounds like the doors were just opening as you were walking down the path.
Well, that's true, and then if you look at all the different activities that the women are doing nowadays, yes, doors continuously open, and I hope they continue to do so.
Well, it's obvious y'all are in control. We just don't want to admit it. We guys just don't want to admit it sometimes, but it's obvious you're in control.
I like that we have a great partnership.
Oh yeah, for
exactly.
sure, for sure.
It's a team.
It always is, and they say behind every man is a great woman, and now those great women are starting to get side by side, and in some points take a step ahead, and behind every great woman there's a great man.
And the good news is that there's been great women throughout history. I mean, I can't even imagine having been going into the Westward Ho and being on the trails, etc. But those women were some of the strongest that I've ever read about. And so, yes, so we are definitely a force, and 50-50. That's what we are.
Well, what with this event coming up, and what's your not necessarily your message going to be, but what direction will you take in your speech that day?
Well, first of all, I'm extremely humbled to be asked to come and speak on behalf of veterans, because when you look at Veterans Day, the 11th hour of the 11th month, the 11th day of the 11th month, and in commemoration of World War I and the armistice of World War I. And you think of all the countries that were involved in World War I, and the devastation and the terrible fighting, and the fact that Woodrow Wilson decided that that day would be to honor our veterans and people who fought for our country. I'm extremely humbled to be able to be there and tell you some really interesting stories, not only about some of the folks that I've met, but other veterans throughout our history. So what I plan on doing is telling you a few stories at the event that mean a lot to me, and I hope that the other veterans in the audience can certainly relate to them and understand that their service is desperately needed. It is honored, and we hope to have a wonderful event that day. So thank you for asking me to be there.
Well, we're so proud you're going to be there for that. And let's that's 11/11, and the time is
11 a.m.
11 a.m.
South Jackson Civic Center. It's going to be next Wednesday. We want to invite the public to come out. It's going to be a very solemn occasion. It's going to be very moving as well. But we have Alderman Ray Noes, who is U.S. Air Force. He's going to be emceeing. Mayor Curley is one of the first times I think he's ever missed. He won't be with us, but we have the Aristocats, the high school brass ensemble playing music. We have Lloyd Smith, who's going to do his patriotic medley.
Wonderful.
The latest entry is Paul Ensfelder. So I got David Ensfelder,
right,
son-in-law of Paul Pyle. He's going to do Amazing Grace on the bagpipes, so that will be very touching, I'm sure. And then we've got this Boy Scout troops, and Jackie Duncan's going to do a special poem. Ruby Luna, special poem, and of course Major General Robert Harris will introduce Colonel Lee. So we want to invite everybody out at 11 a.m. South Jackson, November 11th. There's also going to be a reception afterwards.
Great day.
It's a great time to get some nice fellowship in. And I just want to mention, one of the things that I enjoy about living in Tullahoma, it's just the amazing people that you're able to meet, such as Colonel Lee in our community. There's so many people in Tullahoma that make it a great place to live.
All right. That's what we'll do then. Thank you so much for being here.
Nice meeting you.
And we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Same here.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll be right back in a moment, folks.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the Rooster.
And I'm the Red Mane. And we would like to welcome you to
Roosterwear.
Yes, Roosterwear is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterwear specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be made with a material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Roosterwear.
Come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com
to find our handcrafted designs for
the cock of the walk.
Everybody has a dream.
mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network. All right, folks, we're back, and I'm with the incredible, incomprehensible Billy Philpott here. He is all things Christmas parade.
That's right.
Got the hat on the table today. Brought some good friends with you. The Grand Poobahs over here, and the McNabb boys right there, Trent and Trey. We're selling, we're giving, we're having fun. Talk to me.
Well,
tell the tale, brother.
This is the 59th annual Tullahoma Christmas Parade. Can you believe that?
I can believe it. I can believe it. Certainly can.
Yeah. And it's December the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Starts at 7 p.m. prompt.
Prompt.
Yes.
Rain or shine?
Rain or shine. That's right.
It's going to be shining.
It's going to be shining.
It's going to be shining.
It's going to be shining. Tell me some more. Keep talking, brother. You're doing good.
Well,
you're liable to get a convert out here. We're liable to have somebody come to the Christmas parade that's never been before.
That's right. That's right. Well, you know, we cannot have a Christmas parade if we don't have entries.
That's true. How's that going?
Typically, we have somewhere around 100 entries.
Mm-hmm.
We're a long ways from that. So my message to you out there
all
is
of you out there,
that we need your entry as soon as possible, because come November the 19th, that's the deadline.
November the 19th. So what's today, the 3rd?
Yes.
Third.
So
Yes.
you got 16 days.
16 days. That's right.
16 days. And that can be a float.
Yes.
It can be a car, it can be a motorcycle, it can be a horse, it can be a marching band, it's just anything.
Yes.
Anything. If you want to drive a hay wagon and have kids on it, whatever you want to do.
That's right.
What does it cost? What does it cost to get an entry in the parade? $50.
Now, nonprofits and schools and those kind of things, they're exempt from that.
They're exempt from that.
Okay. Now,
that's a cheap way for a business to advertise themselves, isn't it?
That's right.
Because that thing is on live that night, and then it gets replayed. I know we replay the parade probably 25 times during the month of December. That's $50 is all that costs to do that. Anybody in business, I don't care who you are, $50, take your car and put your logo on it and drive in the parade. My God, what a wonderful way to get your message out there.
And I don't want to fail to mention this. About 3 years ago, we started a significant emphasis on music. You know, a Christmas parade without Christmas music is no good.
No good.
That's right. You might as well cancel.
Might as well. I wish Bing was still around. Bing Crosby.
Some of them don't know who you're talking about.
Oh yeah, they do. They all do. Even Trent knows who Bing Crosby.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, we certainly it certainly goes a long way in making a good Christmas.
Yes, it
parade.
does.
And of course, we've got one of the greatest grand marshals you can ever know, Cat McMurray.
She knows something about music.
That's right.
Just
she
a little
does.
bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
We all are.
You've done so much for this community in so many ways, and so unselfishly throughout the years. There's no telling how much money you've raised for projects, but I know your heart, but I know you smile, and I know those eyes, and you have fun doing every bit of it, don't you?
That's right. That's why I do it.
I know it is. I know it
I
is.
was telling Diane, my 11 dancers from the show are going to walk beside me, and so now our 33 kids from Farrah, from my dance club.
Wonderful.
So we hope they all can make it. We're going to have them come.
And I'm sure there'll be music around you.
Oh, maybe a little.
Maybe a little.
Was that supposed to be the quiet Grand Marshal?
There you go.
Wrong Grand Marshal.
There you go. There you go. And these two guys over here with the Stan McNabb family of automobiles and all things good and keeping you rolling down the road in the right, safe way and sponsor. This is the what year?
This is our third year to do it, and you know, it's one of the greatest events for the community, especially getting to get out there and the candy and to see all the activity and just, you know, Jackson Street filled with people. It's just we enjoy it so much.
Well, and Trent over there, you just got an early Christmas present here a week ago or so, didn't you? You got a new bride for Christmas this year? Huh?
I did, yes, sir.
So, and of course, she's been involved with y'all's life and business and everything for several years now. Lovely young lady. What about it? What about the Christmas parade?
Well, I'm just excited. You know, I've been involved with it too with our Corvette Club. We, you know, put entries into the parade, and it's always fun, like Trey said, to see Jackson Street packed, and you go down through there, and it's pretty neat to see. And I'm hoping for good weather. You know, this year too. We got a little wet last year. Actually, I think the rain stopped right when we started.
Right.
The parade last year.
During the parade, it was great, but I mean, who's going to drag their kids up there and it pouring down rain, you know, thinking it's going to stop, but it did.
So
have faith out
I got
there,
to worry
folks.
about my hair?
Yes. Yeah. It's curling right now. Tough. But we appreciate the McNabb family for doing what they do involving the Christmas parade. And not just the Christmas parade, but I go every year to the opening day of school. You know, these folks provide one of the teachers of the year. They have a sort of a reverse draw down there amongst themselves. And one of the teachers gets the use of a brand new car from the McNabb dealership to use for a whole year. And I mean, I know that your grandmother was a teacher, and you know, these folks have a tough job, and the fact that they get rewarded, and you can just see them light up. I mean, this is exciting. You know, you see these, and I think the past several have been women that have won. They have. Walk and get in that car, and I mean, that face lights up, and they got a whole year driving this big, bad, good-looking SUV, and the husband, I guarantee you, he doesn't get a key. No. But for all the things you do good for this community, we appreciate you because you're involved, and you stay involved. And, you know, it's easy to get involved for a little while and just sort of fade away. Your family hadn't done that, and that's to be appreciated and respected. You're welcome.
This has been a fantastic sponsorship, partnership with Stan McNabb.
Sure it has.
Automotive. Really has. They've done a great job. They've had a lot of good ideas. They've contributed a lot, and we just cannot thank them enough. And I want to do that publicly on behalf of the Chamber.
Thank you.
We are. And we got the big X there, so that means we'll see you in, what are we doing? Are we closing, or are we?
We're going to Hands-On Science Center.
Going to Hands, oh yeah, we've got the Hands-On Science Center here. They're going to be next, right after this commercial break.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
Hello, this is Janie Price. When my husband Ray Price would tour across the country, his favorite place to dine was Cracker Barrel Old Country Store locations. His favorite thing to order was the Uncle Herschel.
And the beauty of it all is forever, you'll be holding me to.
I miss Ray dearly, and I'm so proud that his last album, Beauty Is the Final Sessions, is available at his favorite restaurant.
A love affair to remember.
The project includes a duet with Martina McBride and harmony vocals from Vince Gill. Ray believed this to be the best recording he had ever made.
Oh, I wish I was 18 again.
I think you'll agree when you pick up your copy of Beauty Is the Final Sessions at a Cracker Barrel Old Country Store location near you or at crackerbarrel.com.
A world without breast cancer is a world with more birthdays. And signing up for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk will help us get there faster. The American Cancer Society invests in groundbreaking breast cancer research, and we're part of every community. In fact, 1 in 2 women newly diagnosed with breast cancer turns to us for support. Sign up today at makingstrideswalk.org. Together, we can finish the fight against breast cancer.
Welcome back. I'm so excited that we have a Hands-On Science Center here in Tullahoma, and I'm very blessed today to have my friend Keely Beal, past president, and Bruce Shaw, the existing president. How long have you been president?
A couple months now.
Couple
Took over
months.
in September, yes ma'am.
Are you loving it?
I am.
All
I am.
right.
I totally support this effort.
And you've jumped in there, and you all have a big event coming up, so let's just get right to it.
You do, you do. We'd like to invite everybody in Tullahoma and in the region to our annual fundraiser. It's November 7th. This Saturday from 7 to 10, we're going to have live music, a great local band out of Nashville, Sugarline Blue. Just like in past, we'll have some local craft beers from
Old Shed and from the Backwoods Carboys.
That's right.
It's great that you have that right here in town.
Right here.
And
It's
they're
fabulous.
very generous.
They are generous. We
with
couldn't do
what
this
they
without
have.
them. We appreciate their support.
I thought I'd throw this phone number out there real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
455-931-455-8387 for tickets or
For tickets.
reservations.
You bet.
Tickets. Yes. Hands-On Science Center members, the tickets are $30 a piece, and for non-members, they're $35. And that also includes not only brew tastings, but also wine tastings from Lynchburg Winery, out of Lynchburg, obviously, and from Beans Creek Winery.
Beans Creek.
Yes.
In Manchester.
Yeah. And this year we're going to have a selection of coffees, Science of Wine and Brew. What do? We brew our coffee. So Celtic Cup and Raphael's Roasters are going to support us on that. So it's going to be a fabulous
some great
evening.
sponsors.
I think
You
so
really
too.
do. Now you probably have other sponsors, but I don't know. If you do.
We
you
do.
wanna
So
mention
some
it?
local food samplings from Emil's.
Okay.
UTSI has actually a great catering program. Those that work out there know that they have great things to eat there. They're going to be providing some food. Sweet Teas out of Manchester. I'm forgetting one or two.
Well, it's hard to remember
It
everything,
is.
but
It is.
we have some really nice people that are willing to give to our events, and so we'll encourage people when they go to your party to go and support those people.
We hope they can come out. We're also
What time
gonna,
do you say it starts?
Starts at 7.
7 o'clock?
And we're going to have a silent auction, and this year we're going to have a live auction. We have some great surprises for some auction items out
Do you
there.
want to mention what any of the items are?
On the live auction side, we want to keep that surprise. I will tell you that one is from a superstar Nashville artist, and we'll leave that one as a surprise. We have some local artisans that have donated some local crafts that we will put on the live auction, and then our silent auction is just from various businesses around the area, and we appreciate everybody's support for that.
So it starts at 7. Does it go to about 9 or 10?
10 o'clock.
About 10 o'clock?
You bet.
So it sounds like a good deal, and $30 gets you in.
$30 gets you in. You get the.
What was it, 35? Non-members were
35
35.
for non-members, right.
And I would encourage people to become members because your membership gets you a lot more than just Hands-On Science Center in Tullahoma.
That is correct. We are members of what's called the Aztec organization, and that gives you free entry to about 250 to 300 additional science centers around the
I know that
United
Huntsville,
States.
for
Yeah.
one, the Space Center.
Right, the Space Center.
And right
Space Center.
there is a good deal.
Right.
And what is the membership? $50?
It is 20. It is. I think it's 25 for a single, 50 for a family.
55 for a family.
55 for a family.
And just what they're saying is exactly true. Great deals across the nation. If you're on family trips, looking for something to do, you can take our card, and they will just let you walk in the door for all those other museums and science centers across this nation.
Is a wonderful thing, and the fact that we have this right in our community touches
Exactly right.
me. We have an art center, we have a civic center for performing arts, and we have a Hands-On Science Center, and a wonderful park, and a lot of good things.
Lots
let's
great.
talk a little bit more about your event that's coming up on the
The
date.
7th, this Saturday.
It's this Saturday.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
if if you're watching this tonight, run out there and call
Run
that
out there.
number right now.
Operators are standing by.
Operators are standing by and get your reservation. And it sounds like a really good deal, and I've always heard it's been a wonderful party.
It's a fun
Lots of
event.
fun.
It is a fun event.
Do you have a limit of how many people can come?
I think the building limit is 200.
But we know people come and go, so we're hoping to max
so
that
if
out.
you happen to get there late and the place is full, just hang around a few minutes.
Exactly,
We'll
exactly
just pull you on
right.
in.
And we also encourage not only people to come for the for the wine tastings, brew tastings, and that sort of thing, but also to come and play at the Hands-On Science Center. This is a 21 and over event, so there aren't any children going to be there that can make fun of you while you get to play.
Are there some real new things there at the? Or what is?
There are some new
thing?
exhibits. Nissan graciously donated one within the last 2 months based on their Leaf engine. It's pretty neat.
Oh, good.
Can get a couple adults out there trying to compete against each other on that one. And then we have new things coming up that we plan for the future.
And there's always the race with the animals.
There's always the race.
Oh, to me, that's probably the most fun thing. Can you beat the cheetah? Can you beat the cheetah?
I think I have in my younger years.
In your younger years, beat the cheetah. I know the kids have.
Yes.
Kids have done it. It's a wonderful thing. And do you have room for anybody else to be a sponsor? Are you inviting anybody else to do sponsorship?
Anybody can be a sponsor. We have different levels, the gold, silver, and platinum levels. And at this stage of the game, just any donations is helpful. It is for our youth. We want to grow the excitement of learning about the sciences and engineering and the technology fields. So this is really a fundraiser that'll end up supporting our youth and our future workforce of tomorrow.
And this is really the only fundraiser you actually
It's our major
do, isn't it?
fundraiser.
Your major one.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm sure that you're willing to take money anytime.
We will
of the
gladly
day or
take
night.
Donations. Operators are standing by.
Operators always standing by. Well, any last words?
Just come and join us.
And 455-8387 and get your ticket right now. And I think that we're getting close to the time that we need to close this show in about 30 seconds. So if you want to say anything, we're done. Okay.
Click.
All right.
Okay.
See you next time. Oh, I hope we're not on.